The Gap experience has been just that, an experience. Through class, we learned about the terms structural violence, privilege, the common good, and communio. Throughout the 3 months of travel, however, is where we really learned what these terms mean and how they came into play in America and Guatemala. The Gap experience has allowed me to form opinions, yet remain open-minded because I see how damaging it is to have a closed, one-sided mind, and how when one allows themselves to truly listen to someone that has a new view differing from their own, a fruitful conversation can flourish.
That lifts a heavy heart up to the sky. What makes your day? What miracle of life?
Structural violence became evident to me in Guatemala when at Casa de la Moria I learned about the thousands of people that were disappeared and killed by the Guatemalan government because of who they were in the society. Structural violence is the idea that in a world plentiful of resources, there will be those individuals that do not have them nor have the opportunity to get them, because of what they are perceived as by those in power. Hijos is an example of people fighting structural violence. Prior to this, I held the strong belief that marches don't do anything, and that voting was the only way to change things. But I now realize that this belief only stands true within a system where the government has a fair voting process. Being in Guatemala made me realize how important it is to be active in knowing what is going on around me. It makes me feel grateful and empowered to know that the people that are going to change this country are you and me. I have always seen white privilege as a negative term, something people use to describe the rich, white part of America, but now I see it as much more. It's an opportunity to travel and to see the world and become part of something larger than myself. At the Human Rights Defender Project, Rob Mercantile told us about his experiences working in Guatemala and ended it with, "You think you're a voice for the voiceless? No, they have voices. They're just not being heard. You should be the megaphone." Privilege isn't going into a situation and doing for them what you think they need. It's listening and using a further reaching voice to echo what they say so that the world can hear them. Rob shows his love for both the US and Guatemala as he came to Guatemala and saw the atrocities that were being committed by the government while working as a forensic photographer. From there, he knew that his calling was to make amends between two countries, as much as one man can do. We were told by Rob that we were able to use the privilege of living in America to vote to change things. If America is the one tampering with the Guatemalan government and we can vote, it adds up that our generation is the one to make a change. We can't throw our privilege away with the thought that one person can't make a difference, because that is just false and ignorant. Communio is a large theme at St. Norbert, and I really saw it come to life in Guatemala. The Farmers Co-op is one of the most prominent examples where coffee farmers come together to sell their coffee. It was such a cool thing to see poor to middle class farmers collaborating to create a fighting chance for themselves against the big coffee companies. This organization and others like it embody Communio and show that there is strength in numbers. The student organization Hijos does a great job of showing that when people work together to change something, change does happen. The Guatemalan government oppresses these students, and in an attempt to silence them, underfunds them by not giving them the 5% of government spending that they should be receiving. In 2014, Ronald, along with thousands of other protesters, marched on the Capitol to fight the injustices that were being imposed upon them. One does not have to love their government to love their country. Guatemala is a beautiful country with beautiful people, and when thousands of truly oppressed people come together because they know how important their country is, and because it means so much to them, it shows a deep love for a country that all Guatemalans possess. This world we live in is changing at an ever faster rate, no matter how slow things may feel at times. I truly believe that this life is the most beautiful thing given to us, and that the people in it are the things that make it worth living. My dad once told me, the days may drag on forever, but the years will fly by in an instant. I've taken this to heart every moment on this trip by appreciating every second, because I know one morning I will wake up and graduate from St. Norbert. And I know that it's experiences like these that I will remember, the ones where I had the opportunity to see what the world is like and took it. This life is a beautiful life, and it's saddening to see such division between people, because if we saw humans the way we see nature, then life would be full of beauty no matter where we go.
Of the free